I didn't get to stream the... Wait. This is live, yep. I'm a bit of a mess, I'm sorry. So, I didn't get to set up the stream because I went to pick up my friend who lives like almost an hour away from my house. And I didn't actually stream last time when AFC Wimbledon faced Hull City. Tough result, 3-0 loss at Plough Lane. We don't have the best record at Plough Lane, but we do have a pretty good away record considering considering that we're in the relegation zone right now. So this super important game. I don't think anybody's on right now, obviously, because I literally just set this up right now, and I don't think anybody was waiting for the stream because I didn't set it up prematurely. I didn't set it up beforehand, I should say. But, yeah. That being said, though, let me pull up the lineups here for this very, very important fixture. I really hope we're playing a four in the back again. We've been very successful. Yeah, so we have a 4 in the back here. Che Alexander on the left-hand side, Darnell Johnson on the right-hand side. Darnell Johnson started off, when we did get him on loan, started off as a center back, but now he's moved to an outside back. And I feel like that's a very good move, honestly, because our center back position is very clustered. It's very crowded, I should say. We have plenty of players that can play in the center back position. For example, Will Nightingale, Ben Hennigan, Luke O'Neill, and Terrell Thomas, who is actually in the reserves right now. But, he's always going to be there when necessary. And, yeah, so I think Darnell Johnson moving to the right-hand side has been a very good move for us as of late. And then we're going to have Callum Riley, George Dobson, and Alex Woodyard playing in the 3, actually. So sometimes we like to play a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2. Yeah, usually a 2 in the midfield. But this time we're going to play a 3 in the midfield with Callum Riley slotting in. He had a minor injury, actually, and he was actually on commentary for the game against Gillingham. So it was interesting to see him commentating that game. I mean, he was kind of shy. Usually, people who are not naturally commentators, they like to put their 2 cents in. But Callum Riley is back to the squad. We're going to play a 4-3-3. Ryan Longman on the left-hand side. Shane McLaughlin on the right-hand side in terms of the wing position, actually. McLaughlin has not started a game in a really long time, and I'm actually kind of surprised to see Jack Rodoni off of the lineup today, off of the starting lineup here. Maybe something happened in training. Maybe he picked up an injury. Is he on the substitutes at least? Yes, he is in the substitutes. That means he's not injured. But maybe it's just a tactical change. Maybe Shane McLaughlin has been absolutely balling out in training as of late, which is good to see. He started off the season super strong. He was one of our most, if not the most influential player that we had in the first probably 10 minutes of the season. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm trying to pull up the game at the same time. But he kind of fell out. He's kind of fizzled out in terms of form in the latter half of the season thus far. So nice to see him back in the starting mix. And the game's going to start in just a second here. I'm going to be pulling it up. I'm going to be pulling up my makeshift timer, my makeshift clock. And might as well grab my headphones while I'm at it. Don't know where they are. I think I'll just roll with that one today. Nice to see Che Alexander also starting once again. Che Alexander has been in and out in the starting lineup, but when he has played, he's been providing some decent power on the attacking end. Usually when AFC Wimbledon play, they have one defender. If we do play a 4 in the back, we do have one defender that likes to go up and one defender that likes to sit back. Usually Luke O'Neill likes to sit back. But this time we're playing 2 outside backs that like to go forward every now and again. So I feel like this is going to be good for Wimbledon in terms of attacking presence. And not to say that they're not going to track back defensively, though, because Che Alexander is very up and down. Same with Darnell Johnson, but both of them are very good in the outside back position because they have very good work rate. They get up and down the field. And so I do see very good success for Wimbledon in the attacking side, and I feel like we have lacked a lot in the attacking department. So I feel like today with those two outside backs that like to go forward, and with the 4-3-3 instead of the 4-2-3-1. I think we're going to have a lot of wing presence today. So I'm looking forward to it. Here we go. Everyone's taking a knee. Say no to racism, of course. Very nice message. Setting up my timer to 00003. And this is for those of you that are wondering, this is an Anaheim Angels or LA Angels hat. It's a baseball team in the U.S. I am a big fan of American sports as well as football, obviously. The real football, I gotta say. But I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to sports. You know, I like football/soccer. I like basketball, football. I also like NASCAR and Formula One. I'm pretty open. Anyway, here we go. Starting up here with AFC Wimbledon kicking off here. Alex Woodyard with the ball. George Dobson tries to find Darnell Johnson, who made a little bit of a run there, but the aerial ball was cut out. Let me pull up the lineups, actually, so I don't get confused. I say this every time, but I don't want to say number 10 for Shrewsbury, number 9 for Shrewsbury. I want to at least be able to provide the player names for any Shrewsbury fans that may be watching this game. I highly doubt it, but yeah, it's a very important game, though. If we look at the standings here for Football League 1, sorry, just pulling it up still. EFL League 1 standings. Yeah, I know AFC Wimbledon are in the topmost spot of the relegation zone right now. But, yeah. And Burton has won their 4 of their last 5, which is very concerning. They got a very good win against Rochdale last time out. I saw the highlights, and obviously highlights are not indicative of the overall game, but it looks to me like Burton played pretty well in that particular affair. And, you know, they've been playing really well as of late. And it's kind of scary as an AFC Wimbledon fan, because Burton Albion were bottom of the table, and now they're only 1 point behind AFC Wimbledon. AFC Wimbledon in 21st, tied with Rochdale in points. Rochdale in 20th. Only 1 point behind Bristol in 19th. Swindon 32 in 18th. Shrewsbury 38 in 17th. So yeah, a bit of a gap between Swindon and Shrewsbury in the 18th and 17th positions respectively. I don't think Shrewsbury are going to get relegated. It's going to take, it's going to take an absolute dreadful last 6 games. Yeah, 6 games for Shrewsbury. AFC Wimbledon only played 30 games so far, though, so they have a little bit more of a cushion compared to the teams around them. But still, nonetheless, very important game for Wimbledon. I'd say an important game for Shrewsbury as well, just to maintain their position as a EFL League 1 side. If they get the win today, then actually, no, Shrewsbury only played 29 games, actually. I was looking at Swindon, actually, with 32. But yeah, Shrewsbury, 29 games, actually. They're in an even better position than I thought. So if they get a win today, they're in a very comfortable position in terms of staying up. Anyway, back to the play-by-play here. Nothing too interesting in the first 3 minutes or so. A lot of passing around the back, interceptions in the midfield. Nothing too crazy as of yet. Also, I mentioned in previous streams that, nice little pass forward, actually. Okay, so Piggott just chested it down to somebody who tried to play a ball forward in the end, but it was way too strong. Keeper was able to collect. Anyway, what I like about AFC Wimbledon lately is that they finally have found a consistent starting. Let me rephrase this. They've had 2 center backs consistently starting: Will Nightingale, Ben Hennigan. And it's been consistent for them as of late. Ben Hennigan found himself in the starting lineup a couple of matches ago against Gillingham, and the other center back alongside of Will Nightingale usually was Darnell Johnson, but now he's playing on the outside role, which I feel like is a very good change, I must say. Not to say that Darnell Johnson isn't a good center back, but I feel like he has more attacking potential than some of the other center backs, like Luke O'Neill, who's more of a defensive outside back / outside center back. But yeah, Hennigan and Nightingale, very nice pairing in the center back positions here. And as I was speaking there, Darnell Johnson actually kind of tripped over himself a little bit. So yeah, commentators cursed there as I was mentioning that he is a bit of a decent attacking threat. But yeah, we move. Let me pull up the Shrewsbury lineups, actually. Yeah, Shrewsbury right now are playing a 5-3-2, very defensive side. What's their goal difference, actually? I'm very curious. So they scored 32 and conceded 33. Very solid defensive team. They're in the top 6 in terms of goals conceded, but in terms of goals scored, they are well in the bottom. They are probably, in the bottom 7 or bottom 8, just eyeballing it right now. So don't expect this game to be too much of a barn burner, but I'm streaming it anyway. I'm showing my reaction because this is still a very important game for the Dons. Very important fixture. But, I could easily see this being a 1-0 cheesy victory for either side. Hopefully it'll favor the Dons, though. And I do think that they are more than capable of scraping a goal or two, especially with this 4-3-3. I like it when the Dons focus on the attack more. Obviously, they leave themselves exposed defensively, especially considering that they haven't really been too consistent defensively this season. But I do think that AFC Wimbledon are, they're very strong defensive side offensive side on their day. They have the potential. Sometimes they don't harness it, though. Sometimes they don't finish their chances. That is something they lack on the offensive end, not necessarily in chance creation. That's one of their strong suits, is chance creation, but chance finishing, not one of their best strong suits, aside from Joe Pigott. Joe Pigott usually when you give him an inch, he's gonna finish. Other than that, though, Ryan Longman at times struggles with finishing. Jack Rodoni would struggle with finishing in the past, but of course got a pretty nice goal from about 24 yards out against Gillingham. That was the game winner. But yeah, of course. I'm gonna be providing a live reaction anytime that they play this late. Anytime they play, at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. around. Right now, the game started at 7 p.m. UK time, but 6 p.m., 7 p.m. UK time, I'm always gonna be streaming. If it's 3 p.m. UK time, it's a little iffy for me because it's 7 a.m. my time over here in the Pacific coast of Sunnyside, California. But yeah, I'm gonna do a live stream anytime I can, and if I, for whatever reason, sleep in or I miss it or something, I'll just do like a little post-game reaction. I didn't do a post-game reaction or a live stream to the last game. Every now and again, I kind of I'm like, I'll just wait until another time, but I'll do it when I can. Anyways, 7th minute here, 7th and a half, I should say. Nothing too interesting thus far. Throw in from Darnell Johnson, played all the way back to Will Nightingale. Just kind of resetting here, seeing what kind of options they can provide. Alex Woodyard, a little chip pass over to Ryan Longman. Unfortunately, the defender got ahead of him and was able to cut it out. Free kick for Shrewsbury. Interesting stadium name, Montgomery Waters. Montgomery Waters Meadow, yeah. Wait, why is that text? Okay, let me move that. Let me move that timer. I didn't realize that the timer got in the way there. But Montgomery Waters Meadow, very interesting name there. When I think of Montgomery, I don't know, depending on where you're from. Montgomery or Montgomery, depending on where in the U.S. you're from. It's a very popular city in the U.S. and Alabama. It is a very historical city if we're talking about the civil rights movement. If we're talking about the March on Montgomery, that is one of the key events in the civil rights movement in which Martin Luther King and his followers I think that was one of the more violent events in the civil rights movement, if I'm not mistaken. The March on Montgomery, I believe. There was a lot of violence there. But anyway, yeah, Montgomery, Alabama, very historical city. Just a random side note. I don't know. I'm just talking random shit at this point. First 10 minutes of the game, nothing too interesting thus far. Speaking of civil rights movement, I actually went to the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, Tennessee, last January. I was visiting Memphis because I had a longtime friend, online friend for like 6-7 years. I went to go visit her, and she ghosted me. It was great. Um, well, I did kind of, to be honest, I did kind of fall for her, quote unquote, a little bit. I kind of had a crush on her. So she probably picked up on that, and I was like, I know, nah, we're friends. But it kind of sucks to be ghosted, you know, like especially if you've been friends since 2013. But yeah, it happens. She's kind of a Tinder hoe anyway. Anyway, as I speak here, throw in for AFC Wimbledon here, right next to the corner flag. Actually, does Darnell Johnson have a long throw? Never mind. Wait, is it a long? Yeah, it's a throw in. No, he doesn't have a long throw. I don't know why long throws are not used more often in football. It's usually only seen in lower leagues. And I could honestly, I think that's a testament to how tightly packed some of the stadiums are. There's some stadiums in which the touchline is there's only like a 10-foot space in between the touchline and the outside wall of the ground. But even then, we still only see long throws in lower divisions in like League One or even the Championship. Like Stoke City, for example, has a history of that. They even had the long throws in the Premier League back in like the early 2010s. But I don't know why it's not used more often. It's a very dangerous. It's like a set piece, Treat it like a set piece. But yeah, I digress once again. Yeah, so I don't know too much about Shrewsbury, let alone a lot of the other teams in League One. I'm more of, I know a lot more about the Premier League and a little bit about the Championship. In regards to the EFL League One, I only follow, AFC Wimbledon. I only know about AFC Wimbledon. So I know a little bit about Sunderland, a little bit about Peterborough, but other than that, not really. Anyway, interception here. Ryan Longman on the left-hand side plays it over. Callum Riley tries to take it on his left foot. Shot from Joe Pigott deflected. Ooh. Yeah, there was an interception from Ryan Longman there off of a square ball from Shrewsbury. Very, very bad pass. Very easily intercepted from Ryan Longman. Callum Riley found himself at the top of the box, tried to cut it to his left-hand side. It was the defender got his foot to it, and Joe Pigott on the second effort there. Shot blocked. Corner kick for Wimbledon here. Actually, no, it was a goal kick. I apologize. I think, Joe Pigott's shot was deflected, but I think it bounced off somebody else's foot from AFC Wimbledon. So, bit of a kind of weird chance there, a weird situation, weird occurrence. But anyway, now Shrewsbury find themselves on the left-hand side here with number 14. Cuts it back to the center. Now finds it on the feet to Vela. Intercepted there by Shane McLaughlin. Very good defensive effort. Ball played over to Joe Pigott. Cut out by Williams for Shrewsbury. Yeah, I'm gonna be kind of confused every now and again when I say names. I'm like, let me look at the team sheet. What's his name? And I'm like eyeballing it. I'm like constantly looking side to side anytime the opposition team is on the ball. But yeah. Anyway, the ball is back over to Sam Walker. Easy reset here. First chance of the game there. Pretty decent chance there for Wimbledon. Wasn't the most clear-cut chance in the world because unfortunately Callum Riley wasn't able to get a shot off. If he had created enough space to get that shot off, he would have had an open look at goal. Nice to see Callum Riley back in the starting lineup, by the way. Again, a bit surprised that Jack Rodoni's not playing today, especially considering his recent run of form. But again, it could be a testament to how well maybe Shane McLaughlin has been playing in training. And while it is kind of unfortunate that Jack Rodoni's not playing, it's also, nice to see Shane McLaughlin back in the starting lineup because he was, I'd say, our best player in the first 5 to 10 games of the season in terms of chance creation, in terms of being dangerous. So it's nice to see. I feel like each stream I'm getting one extra viewer, one viewer more. Starting to build my platform here and as an AFC Wimbledon fan. I mentioned a while back, I think it was my very first stream that I did, my very first live stream, the match against MK Dons earlier in the season, the one where they drew 1-1. I was like, you know what? I'll do more of this. This was fun. This was more of an experimental type of thing. Because I noticed that there aren't really anybody out there that posts videos regarding AFC Wimbledon, like post-match reactions, or let alone live streams. Some of the big teams like Sunderland, Portsmouth, Peterborough, they have YouTubers, they have people out there that do some post-match reactions or even vlogs actually. And I've been hard pressed to find another AFC Wimbledon fan that has done something like this. So I'm like, you know what? I'll start doing this more. I don't want to be the AFC Wimbledon mascot per se, but I'll do this more often. Anyway, interception from Joe Pigott, and that should be a yellow, right? He was taking the ball down the field, got fouled from behind. No card. Interesting. Yeah, Joe Pigott using his strength. Anytime he doesn't dive, obviously. Every now and again he does kind of milk some contact, but anytime there's a 50-50 ball, he likes to put his body in the way, use his shoulder to shrug the defender off. Did a very good job of that. You know what? I did say that I could easily see this being a 1-0, and me being biased, I'm going to say it's going to be 1-0 Wimbledon in the end. Who I think is going to get on the score sheet? Joe Pigott, like I said, when he gets on the ball, he's very dangerous. But he's still not the most consistent player, not because of his performance per se, but because he doesn't always receive the ball too much. Every now and again he makes a run, but Pigott doesn't find the ball too often per game. But I'm going to say it's going to be a very nice day for the Pigs. I do think he's going to get on the score sheet today. I think McLaughlin or Longman is going to be dangerous on the wings and try to provide a ball for Joe Pigott. And I think Joe Pigott will make the right run somewhere along the lines. Somewhere in this match, I think he will make the right run, and he will have a classic poacher's goal somewhere in there. So I think it's going to be Joe Pigott getting on the score sheet, 1-0 Wimbledon, but we'll see. Yeah, McLaughlin playing a ball from the right, top of the box. Joe Pigott trying to find some space. Nicely jukes the defender out there and tries to play it back to McLaughlin, who is making a run. Pass too strong, though. Goal kick. It was nice to see there. I think he nutmegged the defender there. Nice little bit of skill there from Joe Pigott. Unfortunately, the pass was... I couldn't say the same about the pass there, but it's all good. Nice header there from Ben Hennigan off the goal kick, coming all the way back up from the center back position all the way to the midfield. Yeah, every now and again I'm going to eyeball the standings just to see if there are anything worth noting. Nothing in the top. I'm sorry, nothing in the bottom 14 teams. It's all 0-0. As for the top 8 teams, or top 9 teams, a lot of action here. We got Charlton 1-0 here against Wigan Athletic. Good result. Accrington 1-0 against Ipswich. I don't really care about that game because they're both top 7 teams, top 8 teams. Doncaster 1-0 against Portsmouth. Also, same situation. Other than that, though, nothing too interesting in the first 18 minutes or so of the league. Shrewsbury found themselves on the left-hand side there. Quick header clear there, and then a long shot attempt there from, I don't know who, actually. Let me pull that up again. Yeah, headed clear by Darnell Johnson. Shot at the top of the box there from, I think that was Udo, number 23, Daniel Udo. But it was shanked. Actually, no, that's not Daniel Udo. Different player. Way different player, actually. I was looking at number 20-something. Yeah, it's... Curtis Main. Yeah, Curtis Main. That's who took the shot. Yeah, much different complexion. Curtis Main is white in complexion. Daniel Udo is black in complexion. That was interesting. Daniel Udo was making a little bit of a run there. And then AFC Wimbledon got a little bit of a clearance there, and Udo was on the ground, and then the ball was played back to Udo, and he caught it in between his legs and then tried to get back up and play it. But anyway, Wimbledon, yeah, now on the attack here. George Dobson drawing the foul there. It wasn't a breakaway necessarily. It wasn't a counterattack, but George Dobson kind of took it past his man. There could have been a decent chance there for Wimbledon. The referee's being very lenient with the cards here. I mean, I'm not going to say that was 100% a yellow card there because his first touch, or his touch that took him past the defender was away from goal. But, you know, McLaughlin was starting to make a run on the right-hand side. I thought maybe a yellow card offense, maybe not. But, yeah, the referee is kind of shy pulling his cards out right now, so that's okay. Still a decent opportunity here at the top of the midfield circle here. Maybe we can get a little bit of a knockdown here. Ben Hennigan is the one taking the free kick though. No, he's in the box. Never mind. It's a different player. Who was that took the free kick? I'm sorry. Yeah, no, never mind. It was Zach's Woodyard. My bad. They both had similar colored cleats, so I'm like, yeah. Anyway, that was headed clear. Throw in for Shrewsbury as well as after somebody got a touch on the ball there from Wimbledon. Just fixing my mic real quick. Okay, yeah, that's a decent prediction. George Dobson with a flying header from a corner, 67 minutes. Ollie Palmer on the bench. Yeah, right now he's not on the bench yet, but yeah, some of our players, notably Ethan Chislett, I must say. When I say players, I mean substitutes. Some of our substitutes have been inconsistent, I'd say. Ethan Chislett, you know, he has these moments, Ethan Chislett, but he hasn't really provided much this season so far. But Ollie Palmer, I got to say he's one of the players, even though he's not one of our main pieces on the attacking end. He's been one of our most consistent attackers, I must say, coming off the bench. You know, holding the ball up, playing that final through ball over, maybe the penultimate through ball before maybe there's a cross played in. He's also a very good aerial threat. And Ollie Palmer has a goal. I don't remember who it was against, but it was a headed effort. Yeah, it'll be nice to see Ollie Palmer at least being in the substitutes this Saturday. As for who could come in as a potential substitute for the front three, Ethan Chislett is an option. Jack Rodoni is another option too. Again, I'm surprised he wasn't in the starting lineup today. As for like a pure striker, I don't think we really have one. Aside from, you know, Ryan Longman and Joe Pigott every now and again would play a two up front. But, you know, an actual, like, pure striker at heart, like somebody that could get a poacher's goal or somebody that can win a header. Joe Pigott is the only one in this particular side right now that can play that pure striker role. So I think he's going to stay in the whole time. I do think if Wimbledon are not able to create enough chances... Oh, that was a little scary. Shrewsbury had it on the left-hand side with Vela. Played a little bit of a floater in the box there. Nobody got their head on that, but yeah, it looked like there was another player from Shrewsbury running into that to maybe try to poke it in, but Sam Walker was able to collect. Anyway, yeah, I do think if we don't really provide too much on the offensive front this particular game, we could see Ryan Longman or Shane McLaughlin coming out. More than likely Ryan Longman, as this is Shane McLaughlin's first start in a long time. And for him to play over Jack Rodoni, that must say something. That must mean that McLaughlin has been probably, you know, playing very well in training. So I do think maybe it'll be Ryan Longman coming out. Of course, anything can happen, though. We'll see in these next 30 or 40 minutes in accumulated time to see which one of them, Ryan Longman or Shane McLaughlin, will be more dangerous on the attacking front. Yeah, Jack Rodoni can come on. Ethan Chislett can come on. Guinness Walker, hell, even Guinness Walker maybe if Alexander or Johnson come off. Maybe some fresh legs on the outside back positions because Guinness Walker's been playing pretty well as of late too. Even though he's been playing on the left and we've been favoring that right-hand side a lot more with Jack Rodoni and Darnell Johnson on the right-hand side mainly, who've been providing for us in the last few games. Nessa Guinness Walker, too, has been playing okay, so I do expect him maybe to come on also. We'll see. Ball on the left-hand side here for Shrewsbury. Plays it in. Nice header away from Nightingale. First time shot there at the top of the box there from Vela, though, is it hit the ground. Pretty easy. Headed clear there from Ben Hennigan now. Joe Pigott plays the ball to the right-hand side of Shane McLaughlin and see if he can find somebody. For now, I think he's just going to take it himself. Yeah, he takes it himself, takes it to the right-hand side. Cross-blocked corner kick for Wimbledon. That's what you like to see from Shane McLaughlin when he's on the ball. Quick change of pace there. Just kind of held the ball up a little bit, then quick touch to his right. We know he has the pace. We know he's a dangerous threat. So now it's going to be Che Alexander taking the corner kick here on the right-hand side. Darnell Johnson, you predicted getting a corner kick header, although it was in the 67th minute. Could come here. We'll see. A little bit of a floater to the back post. Ooh, penalty claims here. After the header clear there, nothing doing though. Yeah, Callum Riley, he received the ball on the top of the box after a header clearance there. Went down a little easy though, but I gotta look at the replay here. Yeah, it was a floater from Che Alexander. Headed clear. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, number 14 there for Shrewsbury. I'm trying to pull up his name here. The outside back, Ogbeta, tried to. The ball was in the air and he tried to get a touch on the ball. Swung at Callum Riley's chest there. Maybe didn't contact Callum Riley there. Maybe that's why the ref didn't call it, because he saw that maybe it didn't actually hit Callum Riley, but the foot was high. And you could have easily given that a penalty, honestly. But nothing doing there from the referee. I do think if you have the foot that high, it wasn't face height necessarily, but I think it's because Ogbekta kind of retracted his kick a little bit, but, still enough for a penalty, I must say. I don't want to be too biased, obviously, but it can go either way. Unfortunately for Wimbledon, it wasn't given. Nice tackle there from George Dobson as Udo found it on the left-hand side there, and very nice tackle there from George Dobson coming in. Yeah, Udo could have easily touched it around George Dobson, maybe could have created something on the left-hand side there, but Dobson came in. Very nicely done. Again, though, number 14. They like to play on this left-hand side. Ball over to, I don't know their name, sorry. Number 10. Number 8. I have to keep looking over the lineups. But, yeah, Shrewsbury, they find themselves on the left-hand side a lot, trying to create something. But that final pass is always cut off by either Hennigan or Nightingale, or in the case of George Dobson coming in and preventing an attacking opportunity there. Wimbledon playing pretty well defensively so far. Good shape. Not giving anything cheaply away, forcing crosses into the box. And I do think that's a good idea, generally speaking, is to force crosses into the box if you have players like Ben Hennigan or Will Nightingale, who's good in the air. But anyway, yeah, Wimbledon knocking it around a little bit. Now on the left-hand side here with Che Alexander, trying to find somebody. Plays it into the box. Joe Pigott tries to get his head to it. Header clear. Chest touch there from Longman. Tries to do some sort of magical volley there, but unfortunately no power in that. Straight on the ground. The shot was able to be intercepted there. Yeah, my play-by-play is actually lacking quite a bit today. I'm kind of stumbling on my words a little bit, but I certainly try. Yeah, I could definitely see this being a 1-0-er. I think all my doubts have been erased. In the beginning of the game, I'm like, maybe. In my mind, maybe this could be a decent game. But with Shrewsbury playing a 5-3-2 and Wimbledon every now and again having issues with the final shot, finishing. We'll see. I'll try to make this as entertaining as possible, though. Okay. Corey Andrews. Let me take a look at that. AFC Wimbledon signed striker Corey Andrews from non-league Kingstonian back in January 31st. The talented 23-year-old striker is a product of the Crystal Palace Academy. Yeah, okay. See if I can look up a video of him. Yeah, I'm seeing this random Facebook video of Corey Andrews. Ooh, nice little finish there. Here's the link. Yeah, that was the video that I came across. Okay. Obviously, it's just one clip, one goal, but yeah, seems to be a pretty pacey individual. And Ryan Longman is probably the biggest candidate for us in regards to a striker that can really get past the defense with just pace alone. But Ryan Longman has been struggling this season with finishing, and I'm trying to think. Ryan Longman stats 2021. How many goals does he have this season? I want to look that up real quick. Okay, so he has 5 goals. So, I mean, he hasn't had a terrible season. But he's had a lot of chances, actually. And, there have been a couple of games in which he's played well, notably the game in which we lost. I think it was 2-1 to Crew Alexandra, where Ryan Longman got a goal in the 91st minute. That was a really nice finish from Ryan Longman. It was a beautiful finish on the left-hand side with his left foot, bottom corner, perfectly placed. But then, of course, Wimbledon gave it away about a minute and a half later, and we lost that game. But aside from that, as well as early in the season, he got a couple of goals. He got 3 goals in the first 7 or 8 games. But after that, he's kind of been struggling in the finishing department. Also got a goal against Peterborough in the, I think, second game back at Plough Lane. Second game, I think. That was their first victory in Plough Lane. I think they only have 2 thus far. One in the Peterborough game and one against... one against Gillingham. Yeah, how could I forget the Gillingham game, the Jack Rodoni game winner. But anyway, the first win at Plough Lane, Ryan Longman got himself on the score sheet in that one. I think it was a poacher's goal, though. I don't think it was anything crazy. But yeah, Ryan Longman has kind of struggled in the finishing department. Hopefully, our recent signing, Corey Andrews, can provide that for us. Maybe we can play if we can find another, very solid and clinical striker alongside Joe Pigott, we can maybe play the 4-4-3-2 again. 4-3-2, 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1, I should say. But the 4-2-3-1, that's if there's only one striker. But yeah, 4-4-2, 3-5-2. Anything that has a striking duo, striking pairing, and then maybe we can have Jack Rodoni as an outside mid, maybe rather than a winger, and Ryan Longman maybe as another outside mid, or Shane McLaughlin, either or. I think Longman and Rodoni can be interchangeable. If we keep Shane McLaughlin in our starting lineup, assuming that he's going to start more this season if he keeps his form, we'll see though. We have a lot of I like our lineup in the sense that we're very interchangeable. We can have players come in and out and provide for us. The problems though, the 2 main problems that we have are defensive woes and finishing, and I feel like those 2 have really affected us. I think in the beginning of the season, it was the defensive woes. Like the 4-4 draw against Plymouth in the second game of the season, absolutely inexcusable. Like absolutely inexcusable. You go 4-2 up with 10 minutes to go, and you give up 2 really shitty goals. And then you have, I'm trying to remember, Crew Alexandra, you go 1-1, 3 minutes to go, and you just have another defensive lapse. Aside from those few games though that I mentioned, I feel like the biggest issue has been finishing. Anyway, as I speak, Shrewsbury with a little bit of an attack on the right-hand side there. Donald Johnson was forced to tap it out for a corner kick there, as there were some players behind him as he cut the ball off there. Anyway, I feel like the more consistent issue this season has been the finishing. Chance creation, perfect. We have people that can create chances. We have the Jack Radonis, the Ryan Longmans, the Shane McLaughlins, but it's been the finishing. Anyway, corner kick for Shrewsbury. It's a short corner. Ball played at the top of the box here. Long shot. That's a fucking great strike. That is an absolutely great strike. 1-0 Shrewsbury. That was an absolutely beautiful strike from number 32, Harry Chapman, who just came on as a substitute. I think he wasn't in the starting lineup, wasn't in the team sheet. Wow. Hats off to you. Even though obviously I don't want to cheer for any team that's playing the Dons. You gotta admire stuff like that. I mean, if you truly love the game of football, you can't be too upset at something like that. Like, that was a brilliant finish. But yeah, 1-0 Shrewsbury. Let me update that real quick. It's just a short corner. I mean, I wouldn't say that was Wimbledon's fault. I don't think it was. I mean, I feel like somebody could have picked him up there, but it was just a sudden short corner. Played at the top of the box. It was like a inside of the foot curler, top corner. Usually when you think of inside of the foot curlers, you think of a one that bends outside to in, top corner, but that was inside to out. That was a great strike. 1-0 Shrewsbury. And yeah, I mean, they're not playing bad. The Dons are not playing poorly. I feel like their defensive shape was very solid in those first 35 minutes or so, but hats off. Very good finish. I don't think it was anything the Dons did wrong necessarily, aside from not picking up the player earlier. I do think there should have been at least a player or two that was looking at the top of the box, maybe to try to cut that pass off potentially. But it is what it is. Also, don't mind me. I took my hat off. I'm like, bad hair day, as you guys can see. But very nice finish, I must say, from the Shrewsbury man. Maybe not a 1-0 match anymore. Maybe it could be a 1-1 or a 2-1 potentially. Definitely against the run of play, I gotta say. That goal was definitely against the run of play. It looked to me like he was lining up for a cross, and then all of a sudden, boom, strikes it. Beautifully done. All right, so now we see Ben Hennigan playing a ball up to Callum Riley, headed clear. That one hurts. That one really does hurt, especially at this stage of the season with 8 games to go, if you include this one. After this one's going to be 7. You know, that one hurts. That one really does hurt. Sam Walker launching the ball forward there. Ball found over to Callum Riley there. Throw in right next to the corner flag here. Maybe they can create something. McLaughlin on the ball here. Darnell Johnson, see if he can create something. Nice little back heel back over to Callum Riley, who gets the cross in. The cross is a poor one, though. Easily cleared. It was knee height. Cleared away by Shrewsbury. And now they're on the break here. Looks to me like a 4v4 opportunity. Okay, Udo was forced to play it back over. Nice tracking back there from, I think it was Darnell Johnson. Ooh. Intercepted there by Che Alexander, who cuts off another square ball. Plays it over to Ryan Longman on the left-hand side. Again, the cross was poor, though. That was a hospital ball. I think he was trying to play. Yeah, he was trying to play Joe Pickett there at the top of the box, or whoever was making a run there. But no, it was Callum Riley at the top of the box there, looking for that cross, but it was a hospital ball. Unfortunately, I think Ryan Longman kind of didn't catch that ball too sweetly, didn't catch the pass too sweetly, and it was easily cleared by Shrewsbury. Gillingham 3-2 MK Dons. What? Wait, in what minute? This has got to be like the 40th minute right now. What? In this, okay, 78th minute. Okay, 78th minute, Gillingham 3-2 against the franchise. You like to see it. You like to see it. I don't think the franchise are going to get relegated though. I mean, they're still in a kind of a comfortable position right now in the league. Hold on, I got to pull it up. Yeah, ball played into the box, easily collected there by Sam Walker. Luckily, I thought I might have been missing something there. But yeah, 3-2 Gillingham MK Dons. Yeah, both of them are, MK Dons 15th, Gillingham 14th. I don't think MK Dons is going to get relegated. But, I don't want them to make a push for that top 7 either. Because they're only, in regards to live results, they're only 8 points behind Accrington in 7th. And, obviously 7th position is the bottommost position that you can place in order to qualify for the playoffs, for the promotion to the championship. They're still well within that range, so it's nice to see MK Dons losing. Yeah, I support AFC Wimbledon. Sorry, I was kind of mesmerized by that goal from Shrewsbury, so you could easily mistake me for being a Shrewsbury fan, but I do support AFC Wimbledon. If you look at my channel, I do have quite a few live streams and post-match reactions for the Dons. Oh, that was a really bad pass from Shrewsbury. Intercepted by Ryan Longman, trying to create some space. Plays Shane McLaughlin inside the box. McLaughlin tries to play a ball back inside. I like that we're playing, we're playing some nice incisive through balls to the outside wings, but we're not playing, we're not playing that ball inside. We're not taking the touch inside. We're playing the ball outside a lot. Obviously, we have those threats in Shane McLaughlin and Ryan Longman, but it'll be nice to see us create. Sorry, my play-by-play is actually really, really bad, or my commentary is really bad. Anyway, it'd be nice to see us create a chance towards goal. Take a touch towards goal. Maybe strike something like Jack Rodoni just outside the box. He usually likes to strike it from just outside the area, but. So far, it's been a lot of crosses inside the box, crosses that we haven't won yet, which is, playing a ball inside the box is not too bad, but we haven't won any of those crosses that we've played so far. Unfortunately, Pickett has not found himself, he's not found a headed opportunity as of yet. But anyway, Shrewsbury have been giving the ball away quite a bit in the midfield. A lot of their passes are played square, and Ryan Longman has found himself intercepting the ball quite a bit. Found his fair share of opportunities. Played a nice ball into Shane McLaughlin. Unfortunately, the cross was not the best. Kind of a reoccurring theme that we've seen so far this game. That final ball in has not been the best for us. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I've said this story time and time again, but the reason why I support a lowly Tier 3 team as an American soccer/football fan is because I played as AFC Wimbledon in FIFA 16 career mode. I decided to follow them because I was like, you know what? Well, let me restart again. I played as them in FIFA 16 career mode because they were the lowest ranked team in the game, and I wanted to promote them all the way to the Premier League. I wanted to see if I can play as them in a legendary difficulty and promote them all the way. I got all the way to the championship, but I just couldn't find my way up there to the Premier League because legendary difficulty can be pretty difficult. I started following them, though, and then once I found out about their story, how their club got bought out by, the team that shall not be named, and then they started up from the bottom, got promoted all the way to Football League 1 after only 13 seasons, starting all the way from the 9th tier. Very impressive. I became a full-fledged supporter ever since then. And I haven't looked back. Anyway, Shrewsbury played a ball into the box, headed away by Bennett Hennigan, but the ball falls to Udo, tries to create some space for the shot there, but it was blocked. Now Callum Riley finding himself on the ball. Joe Piggott, as the hold-up player, finds McLaughlin, who wasn't able to play the return pass over to Piggott. The ball was deflected away for a throw-in, and looks to me like McLaughlin is down. I don't think it's a major injury, but... yeah, I think it was just his... yeah, I think he just got caught there on the knee. Yeah. Nothing too serious. Okay. We move. Anyway, Wimbledon have not played too badly in this particular half. Haven't created a lot of... I mean, the chances they did create were sort of half chances off of turnovers from Shrewsbury in the midfield, but they haven't found that final incisive pass. And I mentioned that Wimbledon, one of their strong suits is chance creation, but we're not really seeing that too much thus far. Defensively, playing decent aside from the goal being given up. That was the only, I'd say, black eye so far. Anyway, Joe Piggott on the left-hand side tries to play a ball in the box, but nobody's there. Nobody is there aside from Callum Riley. And, yeah, nobody's there. That's kind of... That's a little unfortunate. That was a decent ball in. I think Joe Piggott was half expecting somebody to be there. He played that cross kind of blindly. He didn't look to see who was open before playing it. But to be fair, he didn't have too much space. So he just kind of played it in there. And nobody was there. Kind of unfortunate. Yeah. Now Wimbledon are kind of just playing kickball, hoping for the best. Okay, Darnell Johnson here in the midfield on the right-hand side trying to create something. Ball played over to Che Alexander by Ryan Longman. Che Alexander cuts inside trying to find somebody. Sees Darnell Johnson on the right-hand side making a little bit of a run. That's what you like to see from our outside backs. And that's what you like to see from a 4-3-3 formation, actually. You know, start of the season, they played 3-5-2 time in and time out with Glenn Hodges. I mean, to be fair, we have always played a 3-5-2 for the past few seasons or so. But Glenn Hodges electing to stay with that 3-5-2. And then ever since we saw Mark Robinson filling in for Glenn Hodges, who recently got sacked, we've been playing a lot of 4-4. Nice turn there from Ryan Longman. Nice ball. Off a throw, and he just turned it with his right foot. You know, beat his defender very easily, and then played a little bit of a chip cross to Joe Piggott there from about 12 yards inside of the right inside of the box there on the right hand side. Headed clear there, out for a corner. Very nicely done there from Ryan Longman. That's what you like to see. Corner kick from Wimbledon with 1 minute to go in this first half. Hopefully they can create something here. Nice ball. Oh, it was a good ball initially, just a little bit too close to the keeper, but the power was nice. Very nicely placed, at least if it were a little bit further away from the keeper. Would have been a nice opportunity there. Unfortunately, the keeper collides with Will Nightingale, actually, and both of them are down. Ooh, that was a tough landing for the goalkeeper there. Sarkic. Yeah, he picked the cross up, landed straight on his back. That is not something you want to see. I think he got into contact, or one of the AFC Wimbledon players trying to get in the header there. Contacted him, kind of made him turn to the side a little bit, and landed straight on his back. That hurts. Will Nightingale looks like he's up, though. That's good to see. Hello, James. So the game hasn't been the most exciting. I don't know too much about Shrewsbury. I don't really know too much about the League One sides. I am an AFC Wimbledon supporter. I know more about the Premier League than I do about the third tier of English football. But the game itself hasn't been too crazy. Usually with Shrewsbury, they like to play very defensively. They play with the 5-3-2 most of the time, if I'm not mistaken. They have, they haven't conceded very many goals, haven't scored very many. The game itself hasn't been too crazy. Wimbledon have been defending very well. Shrewsbury haven't really created any clear-cut chances. Their only clear-cut chance of the game came from a short corner, in which it was played to Harry Chapman, who came in as a substitute, actually, for somebody that got injured. And 3 minutes after he got substituted, found himself on the top of the box after a short corner, played a nice... didn't play a ball. He actually took a nice... Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. It looked like he was lining up for the cross, right? But then he shot it with the inside of his foot and went inside to out, top bins. And even as a AFC Wimbledon fan, I couldn't help but just applaud him there. I mean, that was a really nice finish there from Harry Chapman. Other than that, though, Shrewsbury didn't create anything. and AFC Wimbledon created a couple of chances. But Shrewsbury gave the ball away a lot in that midfield, and the ball would find itself to Ryan Longman or Shane McLaughlin on the interception, but they just couldn't find that final incisive pass, AFC Wimbledon. And a few of their chances came from those turnovers from Shrewsbury. And I don't want to sound like a salty fan here, but I do think that the game should be 0-0. I don't think 1-0 is the right result. Either 0-0 or 1-1. But yeah, Shrewsbury's only chance of the game came from a really nice strike from Harry Chapman. Fair play to him. So yeah, in terms of the stats, yeah, we see 6 shots, 2 on target from Shrewsbury actually. So I guess yeah, the chances for Wimbledon have been from the interceptions, but they haven't had that final pass or that final shot. But the game itself has not really been the most entertaining. But yeah, anyway, I take a little bit of a break here. I think I've talked all I really need to. I've talked about all I really needed to talk about in this particular half. Not really the most exciting in the world. But yeah, I'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Obviously, I think it should be like 12 to 15, but I'll be back in 10, maybe to talk a little bit more about the game, talk about substitutes, talk about potential potential tactics that AFC Wimbledon can employ in order to maybe erase this 1-0 deficit. So I'll be back. Wait, let me turn off the timer. Turn off the timer first. All right, I'll be back.
Stamp duty holiday ends on the 31st of March 2021. Get your move to sell your home, and you could even save enough for a new car, a holiday, future year. Go to yourmove.co.uk and book your valuation today. It pays to be with Your Move. Papa John's Trophy. Get your kicks with this real game changer. Want full-on flavors? Then get a slice of the action. And be ready to smash it in like an absolute pro. Big moments just got even tastier. You game? Order now. Papa John's, official partner of the EFL.
Off today with Carabao, a great tasting, low-calorie energy drink. Save on 24 cans. Was $18.99, now only £15. Includes free shipping. Visit CarabaoEnergy.co.uk today to redeem this offer. Carabao, grab life by the horns. Offer valid while stocks last.
Unbeatable. And how about that for a shot? What a sensational comeback. Unmissable. Right to the back of the net. EFL on Quest. Saturday at 9 on Quest or stream on Discovery Plus.
all at home with Screwfix, proud partner of the EFL.
want to sound like a soft. I don't want to sound like a soft fan.
Welcome back then to the Montgomery Waters Meadow then for the second half of Shrewsbury Town against the Dons. 1-0 to the home side then.
We're back.
July for the second half. Shrewsbury then already back onto the field. The Dons now taking their places. And again, as we've said, looking to try and retrieve the
Give me like 2 seconds.
single goal deficit foisted upon them by a stupendous strike by the Shrewsbury substitute in the 34th minute, Harry Chapman. But and some of the things we've again, just following a few online comments, looking at a couple of replays of the goal, and is it one maybe where Sam Walker potentially might be a little bit disappointed with his positioning there, or was it simply one absolutely out of the top draw that went exactly where it had to, perhaps, from Harry Chapman?
Bit of both, I think. I think credit to Chapman.
intentionally there, or was it simply one? A couple of replays. Having too any pressure from the Dons there.
All right, we're live again. Here we go. About to kick off. I was just looking at the stock market real quick. I know I'm boring, but yeah. The American stock market is kind of going through a little bit of a correction. Yesterday it recovered pretty well, but now it's going down again. Can't wait for the next market crash. Anyway, I'm pretty heavily invested into electric vehicles, but right now we're going through a major crash, and I'm like, I don't want to sell because you only sell if you lose, but at the same time, this is scary. This is really scary. Let me start my timer again. Ipswich 2-1 to Accrington. That's not going to matter too much for AFC Wimbledon's relegation battle. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Here we go. This is the half to create something. This is it. This is not the end-all, be-all. This is not the game of the season, per se. But if Wimbledon want to keep their hopes alive, if they want to at least give themselves a decent chance to stay out of the promotion, which I know they will. They always do. They always find a way. But if they want to put themselves in a good position, they have to go now. This is a very important second half. Probably one of the most important second halves of the season thus far. Here we go. Ben Hennigan clears it up. Plays it up to Ryan Longman. Headed out. Throw in. Throw in. Not too far away, actually. Probably around the same line as the 18-yard box around. Alexander will find... Still hasn't thrown it in. Come on. Do it. Somebody get open. Come on. All right. Nice turn there by Alex Woodyard. Takes a shot, actually. Not sure if he should have taken the shot there, but still at the feet of Callum Riley here. Nice turn there from Ryan Longman. Unfortunately, wasn't able to turn past his defender. Forced to reset it back all the way to George Dobson, back all the way to Ben Hennigan. Trying to create something, though. Ben Hennigan gets it up to Joe Pigott. Nice first touch. Gets it to the outside. Unfortunately, has no help. Defender was able to cut it out. Woo! Darnell Johnson on the right-hand side. Let's see if he can create something. Plays it over to Callum Riley at the top of the box. Callum Riley with a shot. Oof! The shot deflected partially, which kind of gave the keeper a little bit of problems. He partially spilled it, but he was able to collect it right after. Ryan Longman was there. He was there to pounce in case the keeper's rebound was a little bit further out. Actually, it looked like the keeper kind of just spilled it on his own, slightly off his chest, but he was able to recollect. It wasn't a terrible spill. It was like a couple of feet from his body, but could have been dangerous there for Wimbledon had Ryan Longman been a little bit closer to the ball. Could have poked it home, but keeper was able to gather. Yeah, Redoni for Riley, Oxenden for Woodyard. Not bad. Although, let's see. I would say wait it out. Probably another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Because Ryan Longman has found himself on the ball quite a bit. Unfortunately, he hasn't been the best in terms of creating that final pass. Aside from maybe one pass that he played pretty incisively to Shane McLaughlin on one of the turnovers towards the end of the half. And McLaughlin played it in. Unfortunately, that was headed clear. But other than that, Woodyard hasn't been too clinical on the ball in regards to the final pass. But he's on the ball again. He's still dangerous at any given moment. Cuts it back to his right foot. Tries to find McLaughlin on the right. Instead, just plays it over to Alexander. Alexander on the left-hand side cuts it back once again. George Dobson tries to play a through ball over to Longman, but it was way too heavy. Yeah, Longman was trying to find McLaughlin on the right. Unfortunately, McLaughlin was pretty well marked, so he's forced to play back to Alexander, who plays it over to Dobson. They just kind of kept it on the left side. They weren't able to get it out of that left-hand side. And with that through ball attempt to Ryan Longman being too heavy, they give it away once again. Oof. Free kick for Shrewsbury at the top of the midfield. Ben Hennigan has been pretty adamant to win every header that gets played from the goal kicks or from the free kicks. He's been coming up from the back line all the way to the midfield to try to win that first header. That's what you like to see. Unfortunately, committed the foul there. But nothing doing here. Shrewsbury plays it back to their center back, and they're forced to just pretty much reset.
Still only Andy Barcham has found the net here in 5 previous visits. So not particularly happy hunting ground. The City Dons can change.
Andy Barcham, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Apparently, Andy Barcham has scored the last 5 times he's played here at the Shrewsbury Stadium. Interesting stat. Ooh, okay. Ball was played on the left-hand side there from I think that was Vela, and yeah, McLaughlin just barely able to get not a header, but his shoulder actually. He was able to throw his body in the line there to prevent a poacher's goal there. He was able to throw his body in the way and kind of clear his lines partially. Shrewsbury back on the ball on the right-hand side. Well watched there, yeah. Well played there from Nightingale to track the flight of that ball and was able to clear his lines. Will Nightingale has been playing pretty well so far defensively for Wimbledon so far this game, and as of late as well. There were some questions being asked from Will Nightingale last season and this season. Even though he was and I think still is the AFC Wimbledon captain, very good team player and communicator, not the most consistent center back in the last season and maybe the start of this season, but towards the latter half of the season, he has stepped it up. He has played very well defensively. His marking has gotten better. His positioning has gotten better. And overall, just a lot more consistent in the center back position. That's what you like to see from the longtime AFC Wimbledon captain. Throw in here for the Dons with Che Alexander. Trying to find somebody. Longman plays it back. Sorry, I gotta learn to make my play-by-play a little bit more concise. Instead of being like, oh, throw in, Che Alexander tries to find somebody. Like, that's not really that important of a topic. He's just throwing it in. Nice turn there from Joe Pickett on the right-hand side. Just kind of Ronaldo chops it past his defender, tries to play the cross in. A little too heavy there, though. Little too heavy there, though, for Alex Woodyard. Burton Albion 1-0 against Bristol Rovers. Again, Burton Albion. I don't know what it is, but it seems to me like they found the fountain of youth as of late. Winning 4 out of their last 5, and now, if they hold this result, 5 out of their last 6. So, not good, considering they were bottom of the table. I mean, they were easily the worst team in the league in the first, 15, 20 games or so. But I don't know what happened. It seems to me like they have found their secret sauce. And yeah, not good for Wimbledon. It looks to me like they are now officially out of the relegation zone with that result if it stands. Actually, they were already out of the relegation zone with their last victory against Rochdale. But now it looks to me like they're cementing themselves even further as a League One side if this result stands. Not good for the Dons. And as for other results around the league, let's take a look. Northampton 1-0 against Plymouth. Not a good result, but Rochdale losing 1-0. Bristol losing 1-0. Swindon still 0-0. So, results are okay. Could be better. But if this result stands, though, then AFC Wimbledon will officially be in 23rd position. Yeah, 23rd out of 24th. Not good. But they're still only going to be 2 points behind Bristol Rovers in 20th, assuming that their result stands as well. So, still not bad. Still very feasible for AFC Wimbledon. But, to be in 23rd position, it's not good. The eye test, they're going to fail the eye test in that regard. Cross coming in. High-hanging cross coming in from Shrewsbury. Well collected by Sam Walker. I like Sam Walker. I really do. I do think that one of the most important aspects to have as a goalkeeper is confidence and ability in the aerial battles. I do think that being able to collect crosses, punch crosses clearly with confidence and conviction it's just a very important asset to have as a goalkeeper. It allows your defenders to trust you. It takes a lot of pressure off of the back four, the back three, whatever formation you're playing in the back. And I feel like Connell Truman kind of struggled in that department. You know, some of the crosses that should have been his, whether he should have punched it clear or collected it from the air, kind of struggled a little bit. Probably because of his height. Obviously, he's not the tallest goalkeeper in the world, but yeah, I mean, the Dons kind of were shaky in set pieces and in crosses and whatnot, partially due to Connell Truman's lack of confidence in the air. So that's what that's some of the pieces that Sam Walker has been picking up. Anyway, Joe Pigott here tries to find somebody. Okay. Kind of tussling with one of the players there. I think that was the goal scorer. Yeah, that was the goal scorer for Shrewsbury earlier, Harry Chapman. Kind of tussling with him. He had his back to goal, and yeah, he was kind of shoving Joe Pigott there, and Pigott was frustrated, so he ended up pulling the Shrewsbury skipper down. Unfortunately, it was the second foul there that was called. I do think that could have been a foul called on top of what's his name? I keep forgetting his name. Harry Chapman. Could have been called on Chapman, but a frustrated Joe Pigott just pulled him down, and the referee calls the second one. Usually in soccer, it's the second challenge that's called. If somebody gives you a little shove, or if somebody talks shit or something, and then you push them, or you there have been cases in which somebody lightly slaps someone in the face, and it's a red card offense. Anytime you touch someone's face, it's a red card. But anytime someone gets frustrated and retaliates, that's usually the foul that gets called. Unfortunately for Joe Pigott there, that was the case. Anyway, so far in this particular half, nothing really created from either side. Yeah, I guess this 1-0 prediction will hold up. Unfortunately, I predicted 1-0 for Wimbledon rather than 1-0 for Shrewsbury. Yeah, so free kick here for the Dons on the right-hand side. Yeah, about 35, 40 yards out. Again, Che Alexander on the ball here. Decent. Play some decent crosses in. He is one of the players that you'd like to see on the ball here. Alex Woodyard as well, but he opts to give it to Che Alexander this time. Nice looping ball in. Headed clear, though. Another ball played in. Nice looping. Actually, a little too strong there. Over the bar. Looked like a nice cross at first, but a little bit too strong. At times, soccer is the most entertaining sport to watch. At times. Keyword at times. Other times, not too many chances created. Kind of, you end up not falling asleep per se, but you're just like yawning, waiting for something to happen. This has been this game so far, unfortunately. I don't want to sugarcoat it. This game hasn't really been the most exciting. But sometimes it's the last 10 minutes of the game that matters, honestly. Sometimes if you're a team that's losing by the time the 80th minute comes, you want to take it upon yourself to try to create something and, pile numbers forward. And sometimes the last 10 minutes of the game are the most entertaining. Yeah, let's talk about some changes. Yeah, I think it's time to start talking about changes. Rodoni has to come in. 100%. I feel like Rodoni has to come in right now. Ball on the right-hand side for Shrewsbury. Oh, a little flick. Ooh, okay. Nice defending there from Alex Woodyard. Just shrugs his attacker off. Shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, Jack Rodoni has to come on. 100%. And I don't think Longman should come off yet because he's been dangerous. He hasn't really done too well in the final ball category. He hasn't really had that final ball being played in, that final incisive pass. But he's been dangerous enough to keep him in. I'd say Yeah, I'd say Dobson, Riley, or Woodyard should come off here. Jack Redoni for Callum Riley, and then play a 4-2-3-1 with George Dobson, Alex Woodyard, and then play Longman, McLaughlin, and Redoni in that 3, and play Piggott as that lone striker. I do think that'll be a good idea. Either Riley or Dobson. Actually, Dobson hasn't had the best game, but I do think that Dobson is better on paper. I do think he's going to be able to create a chance once he is given the chance, he will create a chance, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I do think that one of the center midfielders should come off here for AFC Wimbledon. And then potentially, cross attempt there from Daniels coming up from the right-hand side. Blocked, corner kick for Shrewsbury. But anyway, I do think we could also see maybe Jakob Oxen come on as well, yeah. Maybe we can see a double substitution in the center midfield roles. Maybe Callum Riley and George Dobson can come off. Jakob Oxenen and Alex Woodyard can play in the center midfield roles, the central defensive midfielders maybe, if you're playing a 4-2-3-1, and then have Redoni, McLaughlin, and Longman playing in the 3. I do think those two substitutions could work for Wimbledon, and a formation change as well. Another short corner for Shrewsbury. This time it was the ball was played in the box there, and it was played very close to that near post there, and a little bit of problems given to Sam Walker there, but yeah, I mean, Sam Walker kind of beat it down because he was put under pressure there, put under duress, but a free kick was called, I think, before that, or an offside actually. Yeah, an offside on the short corner. That's pretty rare to see. I guess that second ball was played a little bit too slowly. Typically, if you play a short corner, you want to play that second pass very quickly, because sometimes the near post or far post defenders will kind of come out a little bit. Yeah, offside was called there. No substitution yet. I'm a little surprised, especially considering that with the new COVID regulations, you do have 4 substitutes rather than 3, so I would like to see one coming in the next 2 minutes or so. But I guess Mark Robinson is pretty content with his side thus far, even though this game hasn't really been the most entertaining so far. I do think that maybe Mark Robinson is confident with his side, confident that the likes of Shane McLaughlin and Ryan Longman and maybe some of his center mids, Callum Riley, Alex Woodyard, will create something. Free kick here, yeah. Free kick here won by Joe Piggott. Joe Piggott has found himself as the hold-up player as usual, but he's been fairly deep. He's been finding himself, instead of at the top of the box, he's been finding himself like in between the top of the box and the midfield. He comes very deep to receive a pass. So, maybe a 4-2-3-1, maybe that particular formation change will allow Joe Piggott to kind of stay inside of the opposition's 18-yard box a little bit more, be a little bit more attacking-minded, I'd say, because he's been coming very deep to receive some of these passes. So, it'll allow Joe Piggott a little bit more freedom in the attacking side, rather than having to be forced to play sort of a 4. I don't know, like a false 9. He's been playing a false 9. That's the term I've been looking for. He's been playing a false 9 so far this game, and I don't think that's the right move right now. Shrewsbury Town now with the throw-in. Yeah, really boring game so far. Not sugarcoating anything. Very boring game. Yeah. Nothing. I don't really have anything else to say. I guess I'll just focus purely on play-by-play for now until I see a substitute come on. Daniel Udo finds it to number 14. Back over to Udo. I'm desperately trying to pull up the lineups here, so I don't. Okay, on the right-hand side here, number 22 for Shrewsbury. Plays it back over to number 29 for Shrewsbury. Kind of resetting the play here. Back over to number 10. plays an incisive pass over, a nice back flick. I'm sorry, with the players it's hard to do a play-by-play, but Shrewsbury are knocking it around very well. And they found themselves on the left-hand side, inside of the 18-yard box. The shot coming in there from number 14 there. Ogbeta coming up from the left back position. Shot well over the bar, but, I mean, Shrewsbury knocking it around very well. Yeah, that was a dangerous attack there. Oof. Okay, now I have the lineups pulled up again, so this time I won't be confused. I'm like, who's that player? Who's that player? Yeah, the end product wasn't there for Shrewsbury, but the attack was very dangerous. And now again, Shrewsbury with Ogbeta, he's found himself a lot, especially with the 5-3-2. You have a lot of freedom as an outside back to play as sort of an outside mid, you know. Obviously, if you're playing as an outside back, you want to focus more defensively. But if you're playing in a 5-3-2, you have a lot of freedom to go up. And number 14, Ogbeta, has been, you know, very influential for them in terms of creating chances. Not too many chances created in the first half, obviously, but the second half, Shrewsbury look a lot more incisive. They look a lot more dangerous. I say those two words a lot, actually. I sound like a broken record, but anyway, free kick here for Wimbledon on the right-hand side. Ball played in. Let's see if they can get a header in. Header clear there, but it looks to me like Dobson found himself on the left-hand side here. Forced to reset it over to Che Alexander, who plays another ball inside the box. Maybe Ben Hennigan can win this. Maybe Will Nightingale can win this. Neither do, though. Another header clear there. And Vela is on the break here. Vela is on the break, and a foul there committed by Shane McLaughlin. He's going to receive a yellow card. Tactical foul as Shrewsbury were breaking there. It's a good foul, though. Good foul there from Shane McLaughlin around the midfield line as Vela was starting to break. Maybe not as smart of a foul as I thought, though, because Alex Woodyard was there. Alex Woodyard was waiting to maybe get stuck in the tackle in case, in the case that McLaughlin didn't make that tackle. But still a tactical foul nonetheless. It was still a decent break for Shrewsbury, and it looks to me like they played the ball into the box and nobody doing there, or nothing doing, I should say. It looked to me like it flicked off the Wimbledon head, though. I didn't see that. Corner kick for Shrewsbury. My bad. I thought it was a goal kick. Anyway. Oh, shoot. Okay, I got to take care of something real quick. After this corner kick, I'm just going to... I don't want to make it seem like I'm distracted or anything, but got to send a message real quick. Corner kick for Shrewsbury. Why? Nobody was there. It was a really bad cross. It was, to be fair, it was not the best corner kick played in the world. It was like knee height, but nobody was there. Nobody was there to pick up that near post run from Pennington. Matthew Pennington, able to easily slot it home. Yeah, Che Alexander, who was initially on the near post there, was forced to come out all the way to the top of the 6. Usually... Okay, offside, or a free kick or something. I think an offside. Yeah, it was an offside. Maybe there was somebody blocking the line of sight of the goalkeeper there. Either that or there was somebody in an offside position. Yeah, okay, so Pennington was the one who initially got the first chance there, and I think there was somebody around the goal line that kind of poked it home. And yeah, offside called there. The Dons get away with that one. But, Che Alexander came all the way from the near post, all the way out to the 6-yard box to cut that off, and that's not what you want to do. If you're staying in that near post, you want to guard that near post. You don't want to have to be forced to come out of your near post to cut off a cross. So, Wimbledon get away with that one, for sure. Anyway, ball over to Longman, who made a run. Good ball over from, I think, George Dobson, and now it's a corner kick for Wimbledon after a deflection. After Ryan Longman tried to get a little touch, tried to save the ball. The ball was a little bit heavy, tried to save it, and nicked off the Shrewsbury player there. This is what you want for Wimbledon. Come on, you don't. Get in. Come on. 70th minute. I'm sorry if my energy is a little bit. I have crackhead energy right now. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a very good mood right now. Apart from Wimbledon losing, I'm still in a very good mood overall. So crackhead energy is very much apparent right now for me. Anyway, Callum Riley trying to find somebody. Forced to reset it all the way back to George Dobson. Dobson finds it over to the left-hand side to Che Alexander. Nice tackle there from number 29. Let me take a look at that again. Yeah. It didn't touch... Okay, so number 23 was the one that was offside. Daniel Udo was offside after the initial shot, I guess, but it looked to me like he just tried to play it in for somebody to get that final touch, and Daniel Udo was there, and he tried to get a little flick on, didn't get the touch, but it did distract Sam Walker. It is offside. If he was in an offside position, that is, if he was in an offside position, then it was offside. Even though Daniel Udo didn't necessarily touch the ball, laws of the game say if you're in an offside position and you influence the play of the game, you are therefore offside. So good call by the assistant referee, assuming that he was in an offside position there. Anyway, a couple substitutes coming in. 1, Jack Redoni. 2, Jaakko Oksanen. Okay, Oksanen coming in for Dobson, and Redoni coming in for McLaughlin. Also, Luke O'Neill coming in. So a triple substitution for AFC Wimbledon. Very speculative, I must say, speculative kind of carries a negative connotation that it was a bad move. I do think this is a good move. It's a bold move, but a good one nonetheless. So quadruple substitution. I'm sorry. Ayub Asal coming in as well. A quadruple substitution, ladies and gentlemen. That is a rare sight to see. Quadruple sub. Dobson, McLaughlin, Riley, and Johnson all coming on. O'Neill, Redoni, Oksanen, and Asal all coming in for AFC Wimbledon. That's all right then. All right, Mark Robinson. Interesting decision. All right, let's see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this. 4 fresh legs coming off. Hopefully nobody gets injured, because God forbid somebody gets injured, and we're going to be down a man the rest of the game. But interesting. Interesting stuff. Here we go. Let's just see how well these substitutes will be able to provide. I'm interested to see how well Ayub Asal will come in. I think this is his debut for AFC Wimbledon. Catch me up to speed. Is he an academy product? Did he come from the AFC Wimbledon Academy? Did he come from a different academy? Did he come from... Yeah, I would assume he's an academy product, but I don't know too much about him. So we'll see. As for Jaakko Oksanen, he is, I think, on loan. Finnish player on loan from Jaakko Oksanen. Hasn't found too much success so far. Yeah, he's on loan from Brentford. Hasn't really found too much success this season so far. But let's just see if the Finnish skipper can find something, can create something potentially here. Looks to me like, in terms of formation, obviously when you look at up the Shrewsbury versus AFC Wimbledon lineups on Google, they don't update the formations. They just show who comes on and who comes off. But from the looks of it, I'm just gonna look at the eyeball test here. Alexander, Nightingale, Hennigan, and yeah, is this a 3? I can't tell. I cannot tell. But once I fully understand the formation, I'll let you guys know. I do think this will be a 1-1 in the end. I do think AFC Wimbledon, with this quadruple substitution and with the attacking potential they haven't really created very many chances here, let alone finished their chances. But they have the potential here, especially with this quadruple substitution, especially with how well Jack Rodoni has played as of late. And Jack Rodoni coming on as a substitute instead of a starter will allow him to be more dangerous in the last 20 minutes rather than the whole game. If you're a starter, you're expected to go from start to finish and provide. But Jack Rodoni coming on as a substitute, having the fresh legs over the other players who are starting to get tired, especially with a player like Jack Rodoni who's very pacey and likes to take a player 1v1. Coming off as a substitute allows you more. I'm trying to think of a way to express this, but you're more dangerous than a starter, right? If you're coming in as fresh legs, especially if you're someone that likes to take someone on 1v1. This is a good substitution with Jack Rodoni coming in and with Jakob Oxenen as a central midfielder. Dobson coming off, not really having the best game, so we'll see what happens. That being said, though, there are only 15 minutes remaining in this particular fixture. Time is running thin for the Dons. Still 15 minutes, though. Still plenty of time. When I contradicted myself there. I said time running thin, but still plenty of time. No. What I should say is 15 minutes is plenty of time to score, but if they don't take their chances within the next 10 minutes, then that's when the game is going to start to become lost. Start to become lost, meaning that it's not going to be lost. But anyway, set piece here for Shrewsbury. They have been winning a lot of the headers, mainly defensively though. But considering that Shrewsbury are still decent in the air with a couple of players, their entire team is not necessarily an aerial threat, but they have a couple of players in Daniel Udo and a couple of their center backs as well, especially because they are playing a 5-3-2. They can push their center backs up and have a couple of their players sit back. That was headed clear though from Wimbledon, 10 seconds late, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. Throw into the Dons here. I still haven't found a way, guys. I still haven't found a way to make it so that I can... the format of the timer goes from minutes to seconds rather than hours to minutes to seconds. So right now it says 1 hour, 17 minutes. But if you can do some basic math, yeah, it'll be 77 minutes. But anyway, I'll find a way. I'll find a way. I always find a way. Rodoni, left foot cross coming in. Not the best cross in the world. Easily cleared there from Shrewsbury. Wimbledon are starting to get a little frustrated here. Foul committed there by Rodoni. Complaining. Maybe not, he's not complaining per se, but like at first he's like, what the heck, that's not a foul. But yeah, Dons are starting to get a little frustrated. And that was actually a foul from... It actually wasn't from... the foul wasn't from Jack Rodoni. It was from Ayoub Assal. But it was Rodoni that was complaining for Assal. So I guess that's something you like to see. You like to see some team kinship there, standing up for your teammates when you feel your teammate has been wronged. But yeah, some frustration starting to show here from Wimbledon, and I'm starting to see that trickle into their style of play too. Giving the ball away a couple times, and when they do have some space to create a cross, the crosses aren't the best. So yeah, as time ticks on, the more and more time ticks on, the more and more it looks like Shrewsbury are going to run away with this win. Even with that quadruple substitution, doesn't look to me like they are really. Doesn't look to me like they're creating enough here. Yeah, commentator just said straightforward evening for Ebanks, Landell, Williams, Pennington, those three center backs. I I talked about how well Wimbledon have defended in terms of their defensive shape. That was the first half, though. The second half, I can't really say too much about their defensive shape because Shrewsbury are mainly playing defensively. They're kind of sitting in the back, creating a chance every here and again. And, they had a couple of decent chances, notably with Ogbeta coming up every now and again. And he did find himself at the top of the box on the left-hand side with a decent effort after they knocked it around pretty well, and his shot went over the bar. But other than that, Shrewsbury are just playing very defensively here, playing 5 in the back, parking the bus. Fair play to them. Their defensive shape has been very solid throughout the game. Wimbledon's shape was pretty good for the first 40 minutes, for first half, essentially. This particular half, though, they're mainly on the offensive end. The possession is sort of 50-50 instead of 70-30 like Wimbledon usually have. Anyway, the ball with number 17 here, Ayub Asal. I got to get used to that. I'm still new. This is Asal's debut here for AFC Wimbledon. Left-hand side here, Ryan Longman cuts it to his right foot, tries to find somebody making a run. Jakob Oxenen making a run, couldn't find him. Tries to play it over to Jack Rodoni on the right-hand side, but the pass was a poor one. It was all the way to the left back there. Played it over to the left back rather than Rodoni. Not the best pass in the world there from Ryan Longman. Oxenen on the ball now. Jaakko Oxenen, the Finnish skipper. Ball over to Alexander. Yeah, Seb making a run there. Was looking for that through ball, but ends up playing that hold-up role after the ball didn't come initially. But Seb is not the strongest player, not the most physical. Was able to get bodied off pretty easily by, I think that was Ebanks Landell for Shrewsbury. So, yeah. I mean, the ball... It was kind of a speculative play to play that through ball because the ball was already in the middle and he had to play it over the top, Ryan Longman, to find him. But yeah, he played that pass like a second late and Seb was forced to play that hold-up play and he wasn't able to shrug off the defender. Anyway, Shrewsbury, ball on the left-hand side there, very nicely played. Offside though. Yeah, offside. The ball was played over to Maine. Maine hasn't really found himself on the ball too much for Shrewsbury. I mean, he found the ball a couple of times, but mainly was forced to play, the hold-up play. This time he finds a chance, but he was offside. He was inside the 6-yard box there, offside position. I trust that the linesman made the right call there. I trust that he made the right call. But when I say that Maine hasn't found the ball too much, I mean he hasn't found that final chance created. He's mainly been the one that's created the final chance rather than, Daniel Udo has been the one that has been a little bit more dangerous in terms of that final shot attempt. But a little bit frustrated Maine is there. He looked at the assist and he was like, fuck. That could have been a good chance there for Shrewsbury to steal the game. Anyway, Ryan Longman at the top of the box here. Forced to play it back to Oxenden. Oxenden plays to the left-hand side here for Che Alexander. Che Alexander plays it in. Maybe Rodoni can get on the header there. On the knockdown for a Seb. Goal. AFC Wimbledon. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. At first, I thought he poked it away from Sarkic there. It looked like Sarkic had the ball in his hands there. But the referee deemed it a live ball. Yes. Ayub Asal off the knockdown there from Jack Rodoni. The cross actually, the knockdown from Rodoni actually was deflected. I think Rodoni was looking for that trail run from I think that was Ryan Longman coming in as that trail run, but the header deflected into the top of the 6, and Asab, AFC Wimbledon debut, able to poke it home. A little bit of a scrappy goal there, but 1-1, baby. We'll take it. Not the best game for AFC Wimbledon so far on the offensive front, but we'll take whatever we can get. 1-1. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Get in. Let's go. Get in there. Come on. Yeah, my British accent is. I'd like to think that my British accent is pretty on point. I can't do very many other accents. I can't do German accents. I can't do Italian accents. I can do Russian accents. I'm not gonna do it right now, but maybe if you remind me another time. Anyway, Rodoni on the right hand side. That's the threat that you like to see. Rodoni cuts it to his left hand side, top of the box, strike, just a little bit too high there. Is that a corner? I thought I saw a corner kick being ruled by the yeah, nice shot initially, just over the bar there from Jack Rodoni. Got it on the right hand side, cut it back to his left. Yeah, corner kick. The ball was partially deflected there, so. Corner kick for Wimbledon. Here we go. Maybe we can get a header in from Ben Hennigan. Maybe Ben Hennigan can get his head on it. He's been winning a lot of the headers defensively off goal kicks and defensive set pieces. So let's see if he can get his head to this one. Ben Hennigan has, I think, 2 headed goals this season, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think one. Only one. But, you know, he's always a threat. Yeah, I know. Aseb, only 19, to be able to have his first team debut and get on the score sheet. That must be very, you know, ecstasy right now on the face of Ayoub Assal. Ecstasy for Ayoub Assal for sure. And I don't necessarily think he's going to start for Wimbledon throughout the rest of the season. But nice to see Ayoub Assal getting on the score sheet at least to give himself some confidence going into the latter half of the season. We need that. Honestly, we need another player to step up for AFC Wimbledon, as our attacking prowess has been really inconsistent this season. It's been, you know, wait, hold that thought. So we got, yeah, oof, I had to hold that thought for a second there. So Ogbeta, again, he has been super dangerous coming off from that left back position. Plays a nice ball over to Daniel Udo on the left-hand side, and Udo tried to find Main coming in the top of the box there. Nice clearance there. Last-ditch clearance there at the top of the 6-yard box from Will Nightingale. And I'm giving my praises to Will Nightingale. I said earlier in this stream that Will Nightingale was a little bit inconsistent this season and last season, but Will Nightingale has been super, super vital for AFC Wimbledon in the latter half of this season. Cuts out that cross, gets his foot to it over the bar, and now headed clearance there. Now Ryan Longman, you love that pace. You love to see that pace from Ryan Longman. Takes a really heavy touch on that left-hand side. Too heavy, though. Too heavy. Goal kick for Shrewsbury. His first touch was like around 35 yards. Oh, he takes this really, really heavy touch. He tries to run onto it, but unfortunately doesn't get to that ball in time. Oof. That's what you like to see from Wimbledon. You like to see that counter-attacking play that has been fairly lacking throughout this particular throughout this game has been lacking. That counter-attacking play that Wimbledon have that in abundance. They just they're not able to harness it all the time. That is one of those opportunities that had Ryan Longman not taken that touch too heavily, he could have maybe found himself cutting inside the 18-yard box and maybe finding Joe Pigott or hell, even Ayoub Assal coming in. I think he was looking for that potential cross as well, but unfortunately nothing doing. 88th minute, 1-1. Let's take a look at some other results while we are at it. Sunderland 1-0 against Swindon still. Sunderland got an early goal, and they've been able to lock it down defensively. 2-0 Northampton Plymouth. Not the best result. Joe Pigott found it on the right-hand side after a booted clearance there. And nobody was in the box there, unfortunately. To be fair to the AFC Wimbledon attackers, that ball was quickly booted up to Pigott, who ended up taking one little quick touch and played it back into the box. Nobody home there for AFC Wimbledon, though. But, the results look okay around the league. And if they can get a last-minute win here, it'll be... Whew! I will be a very happy man. I'm already in a good mood, as you can tell. If they can seal this rather lackluster game with a win, It'll be a scrappy one, but a win will be a win. But as it stands right now, I do think it will finish 1-1 as it looks. Shrewsbury, they still look kind of dangerous on the attacking front, though. They still look dangerous, especially with the target man in Curtis Main. He is a target man, I believe, just based on his stature alone. Anyway, Vela over to, I don't know his name. Yeah, Chapman. Harry Chapman, who was the goal scorer. Brilliant goal from Harry Chapman from outside the box from the corner of the 18-yard box on a short corner. That was a really nice goal, by the way, from Harry Chapman. Very good signing for Shrewsbury. But here we go. Jaakko Oksanen. Nice ball over to a nice... Rodoni on the right-hand side. Plays it over. Ooh. Plays it into the 6-yard box. Unfortunately, the cross was a little bit too strong there for Ryan Longman. Let me recap that play because it was just a lot of knocking around. So, the ball played over to Aseb. Plays a nice first-time ball over to Ryan Longman. Ryan Longman plays a nice through ball over to somebody else who plays a cross over everyone's head. Jack Rodoni found himself on that second effort. Plays a nice little cross down into the 6-yard box, back over to Ryan Longman. The cross was too strong, though, and Ryan Longman wasn't able to get decent enough contact left of the post there on that particular effort. Very nicely combined there from Wimbledon. I was left speechless because I'm like, oh my God, so much is going on right now. Anyway, 2 minutes to go. J. Alexander throw in around the top of the box. Let's see if they can create something here. If anybody is to have a last-minute goal, it looks to me like it's going to be Wimbledon. They looked very dangerous in these last 5 minutes. J. Alexander to his left foot, another throw in as he was looking for that cross, but the chance was intercepted there, or the chance was cut out from number 39, I think, from Shrewsbury. No, 29. I'm sorry, that was Pennington. 29. I thought I saw 39. Pennington was the one who there was an offside called on Maine earlier this game that could have put Shrewsbury up 2-0, and it was Pennington off of the corner kick. J. Alexander cross in, easily collected from Sarkic. But yeah, it was Pennington who got his foot to it on a very poorly marked corner kick there from Wimbledon, I think around the 70th minute. J. Alexander was forced to come off of the near post to try to cut it off because nobody was marking Pennington in that near post. Luckily, I think it was number 20. It was either Udo or Daniels, one of those two, that was standing right on the line essentially, and he was in an offside position. Wimbledon got away with that particular effort in the 70th minute. Anyway, high and looping cross from J. Alexander, easily collected once again from Sarkic. And 20 seconds to go. It looks to me like this is going to end 1-1. Oh, nope, another giveaway from Shrewsbury. They've given the ball away quite a lot in the first half. Now Ryan Longman on the ball, left-hand side. Let's see if he can create something. Taking on Daniels one-on-one. Unfortunately, Daniels was able to intercept. And, that looked dangerous. But unfortunately, there were 3 players around Ryan Longman, essentially. They were triple-teaming him, trying to prevent him from creating a chance there. Looks to me like, full-time. Shrewsbury won, Wimbledon won, and not the most exciting game in the world. The last 10 minutes really picked up, though, from both sides. Shrewsbury created one pretty clear-cut chance after they knocked the ball around pretty well with Ogbeta with the final chance inside the 18-yard box around the left-hand side, about 10 yards out, blasted over the bar, though. And then 2 goals disallowed. 2 goals disallowed from Shrewsbury, which I think were rightfully disallowed, to be fair. A corner kick with Pennington getting on the end of it around 7 or 8 yards out, and there was somebody around the goal line in an offside position that blocked the line of sight there from Walker, and tried to get his foot around to it too. It was a combination of both. Tried to get a shot in, didn't actually get contact. But it is an offside by the laws of the game. if you interfere with play in an offside position. So, yeah, that was that. And another goal disallowed, another offside from Curtis Main. And I think he was offside from that angle too. You know, in League One, in iFollow games, you don't see a view from the side. You only see a view from like the broadcasting booth. But that looked offside as well. And then Wimbledon take advantage of an opportunity with a cross coming in from Che Alexander on the knockdown from Jack Rodoni, and the first team debut from Ayuba Sal, getting his foot to a knockdown from Jack Rodoni. It looked to me like the keeper had it in his hands at first glance, but when I looked at the replay, he didn't have it fully controlled. So well played by the referee, by the center ref, not to call that a foul, and well played from the outside, from the linesman, to call those two offsides. Very well officiated. And yeah, Wimbledon, I shouldn't say they deserved to win the game, but they definitely didn't deserve to lose. I mean, they played well defensively, had very good defensive shape for the most part in this particular game. Didn't deserve to win, though, because they were not clinical enough on the offensive end in terms of chance creation, not in terms of chance finishing this time around. But that one chance that they created with Asal getting on the end of it, that's all you need. All you need is one chance to go in the back of the net. All you need is one chance. All you need is one instance in being clinical, and that was it. 1-1 is the final score. Before I go, I'm going to take a look at some results around the league here. Let's see, 2-0 Northampton against Plymouth. Not the best result, but Rochdale fall to Hull City. To be fair, Hull City is a good side, and Rochdale have had 2 red cards in their last 2 fixtures, one against Burton, one against Hull City. So, dare I say that they are in shambles right now. I'm not going to go as far as to say they are in shambles, but you know, Rochdale was a team that was expected to place just above the relegation zone. But right now they are sitting in 23rd, and AFC Wimbledon, with that draw, now sit in 21st, just 1 point behind Bristol Rovers, who lost their game today to Burton Albion 1-0. Burton Albion has been on a tear as of late, winning 5 out of their last 6. Burton Albion fans, rejoice. I mean, if there are any Burton Albion fans right now watching this game, I don't think so. But for those of you out there, you know, celebrate. This is a good time for you guys right now. You guys were dead bottom of the table not even 10 games ago, and now you guys are sitting in 18th. So fair play to you guys. You guys have been playing very well. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say for this particular game. Finally, a live stream in which AFC Wimbledon doesn't lose. I think 4 out of my 6, if you count this one, I think 4 out of my 6 live streams have been losses, and 2 have been draws. The draws coming against MK Dons in my very first ever live stream, and this particular draw as well. So nice to see that AFC Wimbledon didn't lose for once. I am still yet to do a live stream in which AFC Wimbledon actually win. So cross my fingers that'll happen someday.